Yo, 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 what's up, what's up, what's up? We got another episode of Nothing Nice. We in the building. It's your boy JB. Sitting here with my brother, the one and only, Mook Jones. How you feeling, bro?
Yo, 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 yo. It's a snow day.
Hey,
Yeah,
every what is this? Every 7 years, every 10 years, Houston will get hit with a little snow.
yeah,
But
yeah.
hey, here we go. I'm from up north, so it's nothing for me. It's just you know,
Yeah.
but no, it's I just, me personally, I think snow after Christmas is pointless. Like snow with the Christmas lights, oh vibe. Snow just out here, just being here. Come on now, that can
Yeah.
go somewhere.
I see you try to take every moment you can to rub it in that you from up north, specifically Cleveland, Ohio, with that
I mean, if
video.
we gonna talk about Ohio, if we're gonna talk about Ohio, if we're gonna talk about Ohio, how about them Buckeyes? How about them Buckeyes?
Man, you
Hmm?
don't get rewarded for doing what
Huh?
you should have done. They had the best. Come on, man. They should have did this. They did what they were supposed to do. They got the best roster.
So, fun fact: going into this, we were ranked number 8. We
Okay.
were ranked number 8 going to the playoffs, and we beat on this journey. We beat two SEC teams. We beat UT. We beat UT, and we beat Tennessee, and we also beat the winners of the Big Ten championship, Oregon. So it just looks like, yeah, we were the best team. We handled business, and everybody who got in the way got smacked up. It is what it is. Somebody had to be the victim. But shout out to the Buckeyes. We're gonna go back to back
We
next
didn't
year.
tell y'all to keep losing to Michigan. We didn't tell y'all to keep losing to your rival. We didn't tell you to do that. That's why you number 8. I almost got your darn coach fired. Look at you.
Man, focusing on the negative when we just won the Natty is crazy.
But you,
However, this
you did what you was
feeling
supposed to
we
do.
got dubs,
Mhm.
dubs. So
Mhm.
again, shout out to the Buckeyes. Y'all did it. Y'all had a lot of
Shout
UT
out to the
fans not
Buckeyes.
shout.
Even though you almost fumbled the bag last night.
No, 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 no. We have to make it interesting. We got a phone call from up top. They said, "Hey, can you please? People are turning the channel. Please make it a little close." We
Come on,
said,
man.
"Listen, no more,
This ain't
no
this ain't
more
the
than 8."
Buffalo Wild Wings commercial.
It kind of is. So it hit the button. They hit the Buffalo Wild Wings. Keep
All
the party
right.
going.
All right, enough of this
Yo,
college talk, man. Let's get to the real stuff, man. Let's get to the real stuff.
that is the real. But let's hop to the NFL. Let's hop to the to the National Football League, bruh, bruh. Last week's games, tough, tough, man. Okay,
Mhm.
let's just jump right in. Baltimore and Buffalo. That was a heartbreaker, bro. I'll let you start. Talk about how you felt. What did you see?
Man, I just been watching the talk around town and about what everybody's been saying, man. And I get it. Lamar, he had the pick. He had the fumble, man. But like I get all that. In no way, shape, form, you cannot turn the ball over. I get it. Turnovers are crucial.
Right.
But let's just be real. And I like Andrew. He single-handedly blew that game. And let's talk about this fumble, right? If he don't fumble, they going down there to score and take the lead. And their defense is lights out in the second half. They probably take the lead. Buffalo goes 3 and out because Josh Allen starts to press. They go 3 and out. Josh Allen starts to press, and then they come back, get the ball again. They probably go up. They probably up by 10 to 12 points, win the game
Yeah.
because you ain't stopping. You ain't stopping Lamar. So to me, man. And then you get a chance to redeem yourself, Andrews, and you only miss a routine catch that you'll catch 100 out of 100 times. It's like, come on, man. Come on, man. You got to do better than that, man. You got to do better than that.
Nah, man. You speaking facts. Just watching the game. So honestly, if Lamar didn't throw that pick and have that fumble, they would have won by 14. They would have won that game by 14. Baltimore, just talent wise and what they can do, because they have Henry and Lamar, they're the better team. Um, Mark Andrews for sure, man. He messed up. He doesn't fumble the ball, different conversation. He
Mm-hmm.
catches that 2 point conversion, different conversation. But some other notes that I wanted to make in that, when they went for two, I believe it was in the third quarter, they went for two. Uh, they should have taken the points there, because if you take the points there in that second touchdown, you don't have to go for two. You just kick the extra point.
Right. Right.
So I think they too early trying to go for two when it wasn't really necessary yet, because they were starting to move the ball very well and pretty easily from that point. That's
Right.
one. And then when they went for the second 2 point conversion, I personally wanted them to run. I mean, Lamar, a lot of times you say you want to put it in your best player's
Right.
hands, but they were able to really stop the run. Derrick Henry was averaging, I believe it was 5.25 yards a carry. I also don't think he touched the ball enough. I think Derrick should have more touches in this game.
Right.
But 5 yards to carry. But when you go for two, you're going from the 2 yard line. I think that
Right.
100% that if you're going to go for two, I would have rather them handed it off to Derrick Henry
Mm-hmm.
and make Buffalo prove.
See,
That's me.
but here's the thing, and I completely understand that. But from my
Mhm.
perspective, in the mode what they doing, and of course, hindsight's 2020. You know what I'm saying? You always gonna say,
Right,
you could give Derrick Henry the ball, but they was going up and down the field in the second half. I mean, to me, how they want to use Derrick Henry in this situation was, you get the lead and then you pound Derrick Henry and you run that clock out. Let's just say,
mhm,
hypothetically, if Andrews don't fumble that ball trying to go north and go east and west, and he just get up north and south or go down. Say he don't
yeah,
get that fumble. They drive down, they
right.
score, they score. They go about what, 3, 4? In there, they was down by what, 4? Or they was down by 3 when they
I
was
think they would
driving.
have been down.
They would have been up
No,
by 3, probably.
yeah,
Give or take.
I
They
think
they
three.
been up by 3. I say they go up by 3 in that position. I say momentum carrying them, the defense is crump. I say Josh Allen gets tight on that next series. They go 3 and out. I say Lamar them get the ball. That's when you start handing the ball to Derrick Henry, and then he starts to wear them down, and then they kills the most of the clock, score again, game over. Because the Buffalo Bills wasn't doing nothing. I mean, the stadium had really began to get quiet. When that fumble happened, that's when the crowd got back into the game. Just watching the game.
Right.
I know we was having conversation, while the game was going on, we were texting back and forth, and we were both like, this game over with. They ain't stopping Lamar. Lamar gonna finally Lamar that second half, Lamar looked like Lamar in the regular season. You
Right.
know, he even though he fumbled, they went back. He went on an 80-yard drive. Lamar was looking like Lamar. You was not going to stop Lamar.
Oh,
The only thing could have stopped them in the second half was them, and they did that. They did that. So, to me, that's just me though. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying,
yeah. I
man.
mean,
Mark Andrews blew that game single handedly, man. I don't care what nobody say.
I'm not mad. Yeah, I'm not mad at that. I just personally, even though usually you want to put, like I said, you want to put it in your best player's hands. Just being that close and you have Derrick Henry, like you went to go get Derrick Henry so you could run the ball, especially in big moments. Like, I mean, I
Right,
understand playing with the lead rather, and then you keep running to knock the clock out. I definitely get that, but in this specific case, man, it's literally like, okay, we're at the 2 yard line. Derrick Henry, pound for pound, there's an argument between he and Saquon.
right,
Saquon probably is a little right now just for what he could do, but Derrick Henry is the second best running back in the NFL.
right,
And then like he clears. That being the case, give him the ball on the two, get your jumbo package in there, and let him do what he does. There is no, like, I can't really think of a good reason to not let him do what he does at the 2 yard line on this 2 point conversion. Because even the play that was called, it was a good play because I mean, in theory, it worked. Like you
right.
got, catches that ball, he's in the end zone. But even the play, I mean, it's still a risky play because You call hike, you roll out because you're rolling, even though it's kind of like an option where Lamar can run or throw. You're still cutting the field in
Man,
half. Derek,
but,
Derek
but,
going.
but even on the play,
That's
you talking about the one they didn't get, or you talking about the one that Andrews dropped?
the one Andrews dropped.
Okay, even on the one that Andrews dropped, man, he pump faked the ball like, look, I'm throwing this to you. Then he threw it to him. Like, nigga, excuse my language. Like, my guy, I'm throwing this ball to you. I'm throwing it to you.
Boy, mine.
He
Yeah,
he showed him the ball, then threw it to him.
he said, "What else do you want from me?" But no, it hit him in the chest. In fairness, to Lamar, like when you freeze frame that ball is sitting in his chest with him like this, and then it finds the ground afterwards.
Man,
And
that's
but
just my
that's a
thing.
tough.
That's my thing, man. You Andrews, you got to make that catch. You got to make that catch.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what more you want me to say in
It,
that situation.
it almost undoes everything that he did in the season because I think he only had 4 drops the entire season. But when you drop the ball at the biggest point, at the biggest moment, those only having 4 drops in the regular season
Right.
almost becomes so what?
And then
When
we
we
ain't even
needed you to
talking.
carry the load.
Right. And we ain't even talk about the ironic part. The ironic part is your backup caught one of the toughest catches all night when he caught the touchdown pass.
Yeah.
Unlikely. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
get
Coming
frustrated
across
every
the
time I
field.
think about it, man. I get frustrated. Because they already be trying to make Josh Allen just this. Oh, he's the top 2 in the league, and he ain't did nothing. He ain't went to a Super Bowl.
Right. No
You ain't won an
accomplishments.
MVP. You ain't even been. This your first year. You gonna be second runner up, but you ain't even been runner up yet. Like, come on.
Nah, I feel you, but the Bills won the game. No matter what, they figured it out. They're moving on. So the other game that we had, the other AFC game, we had Houston versus KC. Now, let me go first and after I say what I say, I'm gonna let you go ahead and do your thing.
What do you think?
And I'm rooting. So my thing is this, and y'all see the hat obviously. C.J. Stroud, I'm rooting for him because Ohio State. Kelsey, I root for him on the other side because he's from Cleveland. Uh, However, just that game, I think that while some of the flags were definitely questionable. Like I am not arguing that some of those calls were definitely questionable. One thing that we cannot argue is you can't miss field goals and extra points. When you're a kicker, you have one job. They don't ask you to
Right.
tackle, throw, receive, run the ball, any of that. They just ask you to kick. And the other
Right.
kicker was kicking in the same elements, and the flags weren't moving on the goalpost anyway.
Right.
So that being the case, you can't. He has to make those kicks, and then you can't let your quarterback get sacked 8 times
True
and
that.
rush
True
for
that.
another 4. If the kicker would have made his kicks, if CJ got sacked, let's call it 3 times or 4 times, and that happened, then I'm like, okay, no, that's a lot. But when you really go out there and do a disservice to yourself, and then expect a team that has already won 2 Super Bowls with the face of the league, that's who you're playing, like in the same world when Tom Brady was the face of the league. Like
Right.
you already know what it is. You gotta go in and you gotta put foots to them.
Right.
But Houston put foots to themselves. The wide receivers weren't getting separation. If you go back, you could slow it down. Watch the wide receivers. The DBs were running their routes for them. So like things like that, and CJ was out, without 2 of his big weapons, with Diggs and Tank. But those things matter. I think Houston's in a good spot to where next year
Yes,
they'll
sir.
be able, if they may pick up Tyreek or someone like that, they may be able to show out. But just for this game, they hurt themselves just as much as the refs did, if
Sure.
not more. What you think?
Tell me about it. Well, my thing is though, it's just crazy, man, because I think, man, that was a complete um I think that was a complete. See, that's the thing, man, too. I know y'all hear the background noise, man. That's the thing about a snow day, you working in the house. I got kids,
Are
so
you good, bro?
excuse the noise of the kids. But yeah, That's one of the things, man. I think what's going on in that situation, man, for one, it gotta be a complete, like somebody getting paid off, man. Them referees was just calling horrible call after horrible call. And man, I'm just like, what in the world is going on? So man, like I'm telling you, for one, that was not by anybody's imagination, that was not a roughing the passer. Either one of them. Like
Right.
Stevie Wonder could see that. He's blind. That wasn't a roughing the passer, man. It's like next year they got to do something about the roughing the passer calls. They got to. I know they went through the whole phase where they was challenging the pass interference and stuff like that. But yeah, it got to be something where they're
I agree
challenging
with
these roughing the passers,
that.
man, because it's just getting out of hand, man. I'm
Yeah.
talking about you talking about that's the whole 7-10 point swing right there because that was on the third down and like what 7? Houston was finna get the ball back and they
Right.
had a little momentum. You know what I'm saying? For them to get a first down and he's for one he slid late. I'm not liking that. And I seen a lot of
No, yeah,
calls
they should
where they was holding and they was not calling. They was not calling. They was calling everything from Kansas way. Wasn't giving Houston nothing. Wasn't giving them no calls. And I think that was crazy.
yeah. I mean, I can agree with that. They should definitely change. They should either make, if you want to, keep the rules the way that they are, you should either be able to, you should be able to check to say, hey, okay, I don't think that was roughing. Let's challenge that so you can overturn it. That option, or if the quarterback leaves the pocket, they're just a runner. No more sliding. Like if you leave the pocket and you're a runner like a running back or a wide receiver. You get hit, you get hit.
Right.
One one way or another. Now they'll probably do it more so the first way because that hit Trevor Lawrence took earlier this
Right.
year that was
Well,
tough.
don't, and
But
don't and don't
but I
and don't get
mean,
but don't get me wrong. I understand what you're trying to do because it's just like don't nobody want to see a Super Bowl. Don't nobody want to see a Super Bowl with Kansas City and Pat
back
Mahomes
and
not
forth.
playing. Come on now, don't nobody want to see Carson Wentz. All due respect to Carson Wentz. I mean, we see what happened when Pat Mahomes they played. They got shellacked 31 to nothing. So
Right.
don't nobody want to see that. I understand you got to protect the quarterback. I'm just saying, let's start challenging some of these roughing the passer. I understand you call it. If there's any doubt, you call it, and then you can go back and look at it. But some of these calls are just outrageous. I mean, like some of these things. What do you want these guys to do? I mean, these are 300-pound guys. Like it's hard for a 170-pound guy to just stop on a dime. You want guys that's 300+ pounds with these bellies to just stop on a dime. Like, I mean, what do you want? And then you can't go low
That
and you can't go
moving
high.
forward.
I'm like, if you ain't got a big torso, you just you can't hit the quarterback. I mean,
That's
I seen,
hilarious.
I seen, I seen while watching the Eagles game, Jalen Carter, he just picks the guy up like, there you go. I can't do nothing else with him. Just pick him up and show him to the referee. It's getting ridiculous, man. Like
Ref, I got
this is
what you
football,
want me to do?
right? This is football. At the end of the day, man, this is a physical sport.
Yeah.
I mean, in freaking hockey, you can actually fight. Come on, man.
Man, I'm not mad at that. I agree with that. It needs to be challengeable for sure. Uh, regardless of regardless, just for the sake of this game though, that has already happened. Houston hurt themselves just as much as the refs did.
I don't
Just
think
as much.
I won't necessarily say Houston hurt themselves. I think,
Bro, you missing field goals and extra points.
yeah, right. But
That makes your drive.
but what I'm saying to the point of Houston just didn't have enough, man. They was depleted. All the weapons was depleted, man. I mean, they didn't have enough, man. To me, it's Tank Dell, uh, Diggs, man. I mean, they just didn't have enough, man. I mean, they clearly keyed on Nico Collins. You know, that's one thing that's one thing about their defensive coordinator, man, that you see every year in the playoffs. He gonna make you beat him with his left. He gonna make you beat him with your left hand. If you right-handed, he gonna make you throw left-handed and
Now,
right left-handed. So You can't. You ain't gonna beat them with your
Houston
strong
did
suit.
it, but bro, also, but it wasn't just on offense, so it's on defense too. The way that Houston beat themselves on defense, sure, the roughing the passer ones, that was that was whack or whatever. Travis Kelsey continuously being left open in the middle of the field with just him and God is insane. Somebody has to be there. Somebody has to be there. Travis Kelsey
Right.
out here having the longest run of his career, his playoff career. That's not acceptable. And it didn't happen just once. He had two. He had multiple catches where it's just him and God,
Man, you
and he
almost
turns
gave me
around and
headache when you said Travis
cries.
Kelsey.
Nobody.
You see me rubbing my head because I just can't, for the sake of my life, understand why this guy is running wide open every time he catch the freaking ball.
So Travis Kelsey, the other tight end, and Xavier Worthy, they were the only ones who had catches. You mean to tell me you get beat by a team that has three people catching the ball? And the three people that caught it, Xavier Worthy, they tried to mix his up a little bit, but he didn't have catches like that. Kelsey, his was a whole bunch of run after the catch because y'all don't want to put anybody on him, obviously. And the other tight end was in a short situation. Like, what are we doing? Like, defense overall played a solid game, but they hurt themselves there by deciding they're not going to guard Kelsey. They're missing field goals and they're not protecting CJ. You're going to lose. Like it would take like a Herculean effort in order
Right,
to win, and CJ just didn't have the weapons to make that happen. But
right.
next year, I'm expecting better. I'm expecting better from Houston for sure. They're like they can. They're only. I believe that.
I mean, I think they got the defense to do it for sure, for sure, for sure. They got the defense. Them guys
They
play
got people.
hard for Nico. Yeah, man. They did a good job to me, man. I think one thing I noticed about KC, they are beatable this year. They don't look indestructible. So they look like they can be had.
They,
But
they didn't look. They didn't look indestructible last year. They looked like they could get beat last year too. They led the league in drops last year, but that
right.
that team just found a way.
Mhm. I still feel like I still feel like in the playoffs, man, they ain't got much better in the playoffs last year. They struggled in the regular season, but I feel like they was better. I feel like they was stronger last year in the playoffs in the cohesiveness. I feel like this year they haven't really had their pieces together. Like Worthy going down was very noticeable for them. And then the other guy that got hurt this year, he was very notable for them last year. And I feel
Bryce.
like um Hopkins they really ain't found their groove. They didn't really have an off season together. And I feel like my guy from Baltimore, Hollywood Brown, I don't feel like they really got a sync either together because they haven't really played together really since week one. So I feel like this is the perfect opportunity. If Josh Allen was going to ever be Pat Mahomes, it would be this year.
Okay, we'll see.
But I
All right,
really
and then
think,
in the end, go ahead.
but I really think that whoever comes out of the East this year is going to win the championship.
Okay, hold that thought. So switching over to the NFC, we had Washington and Detroit. That game was crazy. Washington handled business. I really don't have notes on that game. It's just Washington went out there and gave them a good old fashioned foot to belt to whooping.
Yeah. I hate to say it. I hate to say
That's
it. I
all
seen it. I seen it coming, man. I think I
I did too.
predicted. I think I predicted that one.
I, yeah, same,
Yeah.
same. Daniels is tough, man. Daniels is tough. And then the other game we had that snowy game in Philly. We had the Rams versus Philadelphia.
We had the Snow Bowl.
Saquon
The Snow
showing that
Bowl.
he's the best back. Man, I can't say enough good things about Saquon, man. Uh, Dallas, Dallas, as well as the Giants, they have to be kicking themselves for Dallas not to find a way to get Saquon, and then for the Giants to just let Saquon go. Shame.
That's
Qué
crazy.
lástima.
That's crazy you say that because they said like 5 or 6 of the Giant players was in the suite, was in the Barkley suite.
What? Not there being
Even
supporters?
Daniel, they said Daniel Jones and a couple of the Giant players was in the Barkley suite at the game. They knew it.
That's
They
what's
knew
up.
it. They knew ownership. They knew
That's
ownership messed up. I bet even Daniel Jones was like, man, why would y'all choose that man over me? Y'all gonna make me look bad choosing this man over me.
literally that's what
Choosing me
happened.
over this
The
man.
Giants
His
game after
career
that
went
was
down.
insane.
His career went down instantly. All that vanilla Vic went down. But this is what I don't like, man. I don't like to disrespect my boy Jalen Hurts. Yeah. Cause my thing is,
Tell-
win
okay.
since winning is not everything.
Uh-huh. Tell me more.
My guy's the
T-
top 5 quarterback. Since winning not everything. Especially if he goes to another Super Bowl. That's 2 Super Bowl appearances in 3 years. In 4 years. Is that 4 years?
yeah.
One, this guy's been to the playoffs every year as a starter. And
Mm-hmm.
two out of those 4 years, what's been it's been 3 years. It's been 2 Super Bowls in 3 years. And out of that, he can only say, man, other than Baker, than that one loss I had to Baker, I've only been beaten by the GOATs in the playoffs if they go on to the NFC Championship game, if they win the NFC Championship game this year. So I only been beat by the GOAT. And say if they win a championship, he can say out of the last 8 or 9 Super Bowls, only one other quarterback gonna win a Super Bowl, other than Pat Mahomes and Tom Brady, and that's Jalen Hurts if he would go on to win a Super Bowl this year. So you got to start putting some respect on this man's name, because since winning is not everything.
Okay, here's what I'll say. Here's what I'll say. Jalen Hurts is for sure a talented athlete. Uh, he does find ways to win. I'm not knocking that. I like Jalen Hurts.
Mm-hmm.
Winning at the end of the day is everything. However, comma, do you feel like in this game, like in these games, if you need Jalen Hurts to win you the game, right? Like, like someone finally figures Saquon out, and you need Jalen Hurts to win you the game. Do you have confidence in him winning you the game?
This is the thing. You saying what everybody else saying. We've seen Jalen Hurts. We've seen we've seen Jalen Hurts without Saquon. We've seen Saquon without Jalen Hurts. We know what Jalen Hurts did without Saquon. We know what Jalen Hurts did with Miles Sanders. We know what Jalen
Right?
we know what Jalen Hurts did with Swift. 10+ win seasons. All 3 of them.
Yeah,
Super Bowl appearance.
that's facts.
He single-handedly outplayed Pat Mahomes. Pat Mahomes will tell you this in the Super Bowl.
I mean,
It
I
took
saw
Brad
the
Barry. It
fumble.
took Bradbury to have one of the worst performances as a cornerback in all of the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Dude played straight horrible. Man, they did the same exact play 3 times and scored on it in the Super Bowl. The same exact play, like twice. And they flipped it around and did the same exact place. And both plays, the guy was running wide open. My
I
son
hear
could have
you.
went to the. My son could have caught that pass to the Super Bowl. He was so open. All 3 of them,
Okay.
all 4 of them.
Okay. Okay. I love the energy. Let's rock with it. So let's look at this first. Buffalo and KC. Who do you have winning?
I don't care. The
Who
winner is
you
coming
got?
out of the
Pick some.
NFC. The winner coming out of the NFC gonna win
Who
the Super Bowl.
who do you got? Buffalo or KC?
Man, look, bro. I go by facts, bro. I only speak facts. The facts is, y'all hear my crazy dog. You tell me, he said, he said Pat Mahomes. It's hard to go against the
That's what
GOAT,
he said.
man.
Okay. Man, listen. I've been saying all year until someone beats Pat Mahomes, that's who I'm rocking with. So until someone beats him, and just for the viewers, just to real quick, So with Tom Brady, I was a big Tom Brady hater. I will completely admit it. I was a big Tom Brady hater. I was tired of him from before he even won the Super Bowl. I don't know if it's because he played at Michigan or what. But shout out to Taylor Clark. But I was always against Tom Brady. However, so I decided with Patrick Mahomes, I'm not gonna be on the wrong side of history this time. All right, so that's why I'm like, listen, until someone beats Pat Mahomes, I'm rocking with my homie. Now, so I got KC winning that game. I think that they'll keep it close, and Pat Mahomes will just be Pat Mahomes at the end.
Man,
Now, okay, so now,
I just feel,
oh, go
man,
ahead.
like Pat Mahomes, bro. As much as I hate to say it, bro, it's like that Brady effect, man. You just gotta beat that dude, bro. Man, it's hard, man. It's almost, it just feel like it's impossible. Now you got the referees on his side too.
Uh,
He's already,
all
he
right,
ain't
so
hard enough to beat. You got to beat the ref too. You saw that
it's a
meme?
twofer.
You saw the meme with Andy
Uh,
Reid
no,
before the game talking to the referees?
now you gotta send it to me.
Oh man, it's inappropriate. We ain't gonna talk about it on there. It's inappropriate.
Like, okay,
Yeah, you got to see it to see it. You know what I'm saying?
all right, then. All right. So Washington and Philly. That's a game that you got some feelings for. Now we got the young rookie stud, the one who makes Cowboys feel bad because they haven't seen a conference championship since he or Jalen Hurts was born.
Right.
And he in his first year. Do you got him? So you got Daniels, or do you have Saquon and Hurts? Who
Look
you
here,
rocking
man.
with, bro?
Like, I'm not gonna lie, bro. This one of these bittersweet moments, and it's like one of
Mm-hmm.
those win-win for me because
Let me make a note. Go ahead, I'm listening.
because you remember when I was talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Ravens, right? It's one
Yep.
of those where my favorite player is like Russell Wilson in that extent,
Yeah.
and but I wanted to see Lamar get that first one. So
Yes.
it's kind of like where it's like Jalen Hurts. Like I got a favorite player that's in his like Russell Wilson's my favorite player, but he's older. But my
Yeah.
favorite player in his prime right now is Jalen Hurts. Like,
Okay.
and I feel like he don't get that respect. So I really want to see Jalen Hurts win. But I wouldn't be mad about Jaden Daniels, man. Cause I really like this
Uh,
kid, man. He's humble, man. And I kind of I've been saying it. I really said it way back in the gap when he was drafted, man. I
I know.
think he's really the number one pick.
Yeah,
And this guy is different.
you
So
did.
man, it's like one of those bittersweet win-wins for me, man. Like I wouldn't be mad who comes out of the
So,
NFC East.
right. So I'm trying to write in my notes real quick, and I'm not sure I heard correctly. Who did you pick to win the game? Mm-hmm. Say with your chest.
I gotta go
Who?
with man. I gotta go with Philadelphia, man. I got Philly, man. I think the home
What
field
you
advantage. I feel like the defense. I feel like it's gonna be. I think it's feel like it's gonna come down to the final drive, man. I think what's gonna happen, man. It's gonna be one of them situations where it's close, but Philadelphia gonna get the ball and they're gonna go on one of those Philadelphia drives where it's like 8 minutes left and they're gonna run the whole clock down and score with a field goal to win the game. I feel like it's gonna be one of them. They're gonna run. They're gonna end up on one of them long Philadelphia drives and run out the whole clock and end it.
Mm.
So I don't know, man.
So I'm like you. I'm like you in the sense of I do like Daniels for sure. I think he has so much promise. I think that he's going to be a great player in the league. Saquon is my favorite running back in the NFL. I saw the Nick Chubb. Um, so I mean, like honestly, my feelings won't be hurt either way, no matter which
Yeah.
team wins. But I as well would be going with Philadelphia because I know it's going to be cold because it's
Hmm.
Philadelphia in January. So I know it's gonna be cold, maybe snowing. If it's snowing like it did last week, and I haven't checked the weather report, but if it's snowing like it was last week, airing that ball out is gonna be a lot harder in the
Yeah.
snow because you have to get
And
on
the
it,
one
air it
thing
out.
we haven't seen
But
Jalen do, we haven't seen Jalen Hurts play in the cold. I mean, Detroit's an indoor stadium, and we already know what Florida is.
you mean yeah, we haven't seen Daniels playing outside in the
Yeah,
cold
we haven't seen
or
Daniel
in
yet.
the snow. And I mean, in DC it gets cold too. Don't get me wrong;
Yeah,
it
but
gets
I
cold in
understand,
DC.
but at the
But
same
that Philly
time,
was
they ain't really played. It ain't really been like real cold in Washington, since they played. They ain't played in that January going into February type weather in Washington.
exactly, exactly,
So
exactly, exactly.
it was like
And
what, the 50s when they was playing at home in the regular season before the
yeah,
playoffs. I got to see what their last couple
yeah,
games was. I don't think they played a home game since that Atlanta game, was it?
Atlanta. I believe that was the last one.
I was
Either
that in. I was
it
that in.
was it was either Atlanta or Philly. It was either the Atlanta game or the Philly game. I don't remember.
Hmm. But yeah,
One
man.
of, one of those close it out. But regardless, playing in snow is different. You got to be able to run the ball,
Oh, it don't supposed to
and
be
then
snowing. It don't supposed to be snowing. It's supposed to be like 40 degrees. Supposed to be like 40 degrees.
40, and they
Supposed to be
have
a
the
good
day
day.
game.
Supposed to be a
Okay,
good
I mean,
game day.
so is it 40 and sunny, or is it 40 and cloudy and rainy, or what is it?
Well, it's gonna be 40 and dark because they play around what 3. So that
Yeah.
game will probably be like 3. So it probably like go into like 6. So I'll probably be like I said it'll probably be like a 40, probably going to like the mid 30s. So I don't think it's gonna be too bad. I think it's gonna be perfect. I think it's gonna be football weather, like perfect football weather.
Okay. Yeah, I
Mm.
just don't see it being a the same way that it was in the Lions game. So I don't see that happening. But I'm going a rematch of that of the Super Bowl a couple years ago. We're going
Mm.
KC and Philly, but a rematch of that Super Bowl.
Yeah, yeah. And I think Philadelphia more equipped to beat KC. Uh I know a
Mm.
Spagnola defense. Now
Yeah,
the only thing that well, the only thing that Jaden Daniels got going for them though in the Super Bowl is like those now one of those teams have seen a quarterback like Jaden Daniels this year. I mean, even when you look at Josh Allen, he's not like Jaden Daniels. I mean, he's not sleight of
but I mean,
foot. He's more power. He's
Tom,
not quickness.
but Philly played them twice, so they have seen them this year.
Yeah, I'm talking about like if I'm talking about like if somehow Washington was to win the NFC and go to the Super Bowl.
Oh, okay. You mean playing against KC or playing against
Right.
Buffalo?
And then
Uh,
another thing is too, man, like that halftime break is so much longer in the Super Bowl too. So
yeah,
like
it's almost like a new game.
Jaden is like he's from what I've seen, he's night and day, bro. Like he's a smart kid. And like I can
Yeah,
see if they get like if they keep it close to half, like the adjustments that this kid is able to make on the fly, he sees the way you trying to play him, and like them long halftime breaks in a Super
right.
Bowl, I can see that being a good advantage because he's so young, he don't know what he don't know. You know what I'm saying? He don't know he ain't supposed to be there. He don't know like that it's hard to get back. So all that tightness
Still
that
be on the
most
left.
you're right. All that tightness that most quarterbacks will have at this point, we're like, man,
Right.
it's a once in a lifetime thing. He don't realize that because in his mind, oh, I'll be back next year if I don't have it.
Yeah.
I'm young, I'm new. You know, he ain't like he ain't like all these other guys that man been in the league. He ain't like a Lamar, which like he know how hard it is to get there because he ain't been there. Like it's been 7 years, so a
Right.
Lamar will be so much tighter in a Super Bowl. You talk about it a regular day. Now you got the Super Bowl. You know how tight Lamar would be. Like this kid is not going to be tight because he don't know what he don't know. That's why he's going to all
Yeah.
these rounds. He's going to these away games, and he don't know that, man, you're supposed to be tight. You're supposed to be nervous. Nah, man. In his mind, I'll be back here next year. Because
Yeah.
you hear so many times where players be young, they be like, man, in my mind, I'm coming right back next year. They think it's high school. Oh, we win state championship. We're going to be
Right.
back next year. No, it ain't like that, big dog. It ain't like that. So he don't know that, though. In his mind, I ain't got to be tight. It's just my first year. I'll go back to 5 more of these. Can you
Yeah. I
imagine
mean,
Dan Marino?
Washington, they definitely feel like they're playing with house money.
Yeah.
Washington definitely feels like they're playing with house money because
Yeah.
they weren't even supposed to make it this far. This is supposed to be a part of their rebuilding process. So
Right.
for them to be a game away from the Super Bowl, that's huge. But I think Philly's experience as well will play a cause in here because, like you say, you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
But since you don't know what you don't know, I think there'll be like little things within the game or games within the game that
Right.
Philly will be a little more prepared for.
Yeah. Can you imagine like Dan Marino when he went to his first Super Bowl and lost? He was like, "Oh man, I'm gonna be back next year, the year after that." Like he probably played so free that Super Bowl. Like, but I bet the next couple of years he was like, "Man, I should have took advantage of that." So Jaden is like, I bet the old heads telling him, "Man, this is a once in a lifetime thing. Put everything
Yeah.
into it." But you can't tell him because he don't know. He don't know. He all that he know, man. I'm a rookie and I'm doing this. 3 years from now, 5 years from
Yeah.
now, I'm
So
gonna be unbeatable.
next year
They
there's
in the
gonna be
left.
more
It's
tape. But
somebody in
we
the. You just don't know it's somebody in the lab right now creating the Jaden Daniels.
man, but that's what makes the NFL so exciting though, that you
Yeah.
just never know. None of us had Washington on our radar as far as popping up like this going into the playoffs.
You know what I was just thinking, bro? I bet the Detroit Lions was like, asked him, he was like, they probably was like, man, we was prepared for everything. We was gonna go to the Super Bowl. We was prepared for everything that was in the NFL last year. But I bet they were like, but this thing right here, that wasn't in the NFL
Yeah.
last year. It is crazy. You can't prepare for something you don't know. That ain't.
Yeah.
It's like preparing for something you ain't never seen before. How you prepare for something you ain't never seen before? He's like, we don't know who gonna come in the NFL next year and turn the league
I
up,
mean,
bro.
I feel like in Detroit though, because I mean that's true, but also man, they were down so many of their defensive players that they were
Mhm.
just playing like they were playing with practice squad players and just
Right,
guys that they could pick up and be like, on the way to the stadium. They going down 7 Mile and stuff like that and be like, hey, you trying to ball later? All right, come on. We're going to need you on defense. Hop in the whip. It's
right.
almost like that type of vibe. Jeez Louise. Like, you down 13? We only need 11 starters and we down 13? That's
And
crazy.
then like the first play of the game, your number one cover corner go down. And I seen his one was broke, bro. Like you seen that? That
Yeah.
was crazy.
Yeah.
So man, I knew right then he wasn't coming back. So
Yeah. So,
man, you know my hearts go out, man. Especially to Jerry Goff, man, because he already had a. But I ain't gonna lie, man. And I hate to say this, man. When I watched
good.
that game, and I know if it came to my mind, I know it probably came to everybody else's mind. That's why they shipped him out
Okay.
of Los Angeles.
Oh, Lord.
That was the first thing that came to my mind. I know that's bad. First thing that came to my mind. That's why they shipped him out of Los Angeles.
When, when he threw that pick six and he tried to hop back in to get that tackle, and
Right.
that DM lit him up. I said, Jerry, you gotta make a decision, a business decision. You can't try to go for that tackle because that almost knocked him out the game completely.
Right.
Like,
Man, I was so excited to see Bridgewater though.
yeah, no, for sure, for sure. He
Man.
was a good quarterback. No, what was it? Concussions knocked his career a little short.
Yeah.
So, but
But actually,
definitely,
man, if you seen
yeah,
I seen that interview with the pivot though. He had kind of said like he was gonna
yeah,
leave the NFL for a little while, win a national championship. He had already spoken it into existence,
yeah.
which is crazy.
Yeah. Well, hopefully he'll be able to get a little more shine next year and figure it out, and maybe he'll bounce back and be brand new. But bro, I am super excited about these games. After this weekend, we'll be able to make our official picks for the Super Bowl. And real quick, MVP, based on what happened this past weekend, has your mind changed? You still rocking with Lamar?
I'm rocking with Lamar, but man, parts of me, man, I don't really want him to win the MVP because I don't think he even want to accept the MVP. I feel like he's going to in their mind say, "We're like, man, forget that MVP, man. I don't even want to really. I don't want to even say no accept the speed."
Like Giannis? You remember
Yeah.
when Giannis he didn't care about MVPs? He just wanted the championship. You think Lamar is on that same vibe right now?
I think he on the vibe of like. I think he on the vibe of like, man. I think he on the vibe of like. They're gonna be like, man, you won the MVP. He gonna be like, what I need another MVP for?
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't think he
yeah.
cared about it this
No,
year. I don't. Ain't nobody on this team said something like that. He ain't said nothing like MVP all year. He don't. He don't want that. He want that Super Bowl. He want to get that
no,
monkey out.
I can't agree with that because and I mean this. I mean the fumble that happened in the fourth quarter and then the drop pass. Those aren't his fault. However, time, like when you start looking back, like even this year, people are talking about can Lamar get it done? Is this gonna be another year? Like last year, it wasn't Zay Flowers fumbling the ball when they had a chance to score. So we know the quarterback gets a lot of the blame during the game. So then it's like you start thinking of Lamar almost like James Harden when he was with Houston to be like, man,
Mhm.
he's cooking all regular season, but you get to the
Right.
playoffs and something fall
But you know
apart.
what could be
Which
crazy?
I mean necessarily isn't fair, but history doesn't really remember the
Mm.
specifics of what happened. It just remembers did you or didn't you?
But you know what could be crazy though is that
What's
Josh
up?
Allen could end this season with nothing if he lose to Kansas. This would be a season for nothing. He won't get the MVP. He won't get the All Pro first All Pro. He probably like most likely he's
I'll
not going to be most likely he's not going to be the player of the year. That's going to be Saquon.
say
He can
for
end up
sure.
with nothing this year.
Yeah, but okay. So my question is this, and let's switch it up real quick. If Josh Allen gets nothing this year, how much pressure is he feeling going forward? Because he was in the same draft for Lamar.
I feel like this season is he feel like he ended up right back where he was because the thing of the whole narrative on Josh Allen is that he can't beat Mahomes in the playoffs. So nothing changed for him. That's just like nothing changes for Lamar. Lamar is a made man if he gets to the Super Bowl. He don't even got to win it. He just got to get there. You know, people talk about Dan Marino in greatness. Don't nobody talk about Dan Marino and say, "Oh man, he got there." You know what I'm saying? That's why he's forever solidified in his spot. You know what I'm saying? Him getting if he would have won a Super Bowl, that would have been icing on the cake. Just like Lamar, if he gets to
But
a Super Bowl, he just got to get there because he dominates the
okay,
NFC.
I disagree. I disagree because of this. Dan Marino, he was known as the best quarterback at that time. Like just quarterback, he was known as the best. Uh, Today we know that he was one of the best quarterbacks all time. But when we talk about like who our greats are, we don't mention any we don't mention any quarterbacks without a Super Bowl.
Right.
We just don't. We talk about like we'll put Brett Favre in that conversation or Aaron Rodgers in that conversation before we put anybody who doesn't have a Super Bowl in
No,
that
I
conversation.
gotta
I,
disagree.
when I say we, I mean we as just a general,
I get what you're saying,
public. I mean like
but
not specific people being picked out of
but
it,
this is
but
where
like the overall.
but this is where I disagree because ain't nobody put up the type of numbers and did the type of thing. He's talking about 3 MVPs before the age of 30 in 7 seasons. They had a stat was something that Tom Brady ain't did in 20 seasons. That this dude has already done in 7 seasons. If this
But
guy gets to the Super
nobody
Bowl,
that's cool and that's dope. But nobody's accusing him. Nobody's going to accuse him of being better than Tom Brady or being the GOAT over Tom Brady. And Aaron Rodgers has a lot of MVPs and the Super Bowl with the Super Bowl MVP. Nobody's accusing Aaron Rodgers of being better than Tom Brady all time. So like when we talk about the GOAT conversation, like we're literally keeping it to guys who have
So I'm gonna
multiple
ask you this.
MVPs along with the Super Bowls.
I gotta ask you this. So
Yo,
what if say Pat Mahomes win his three-peat, right? Is he the greatest
mhm.
quarterback of all time already?
Yeah, if he three-peats, yeah.
Even though he only got, even
Because
though he only had four, he wouldn't need seven.
so because Tom Brady has seven Super Bowls, but he has five Super Bowl MVPs. Also, for Tom Brady, and you can look this up. Every Super Bowl he ever won, he had a top 10 defense. Lamar
Yeah.
didn't. Um, I mean, the weapons that they have had, depending on the year, is comparable. Um, because I mean Tom Brady did have Gronk and Aaron Hernandez, and he had Randy Moss, and he had Antonio Brown, he had Mike Evans. Like he's had nice weapons. The best weapons that Patrick Mahomes had for his career was his first Super Bowl, and since then it's only gone down. The defense has gotten better, but they've kind of like switched places to where, you know, he's almost out there with just regular schmegular
But at the
guys.
same time, Pat Mahomes has had top 10 defenses too.
Not the first one.
He
Not the
had a
first one
top
for sure. Not
he had a top five offense though.
okay. Tom Brady has had top 10 offenses and defenses.
Hey, I'm look. I don't even count.
Like
I'm with you because I don't even count I don't even count two of Tom Brady's Super Bowls.
which true.
I don't count the first one because of the tuck rule. He fumbled. They lost
When
open.
he was playing
And I don't
the
count the one.
Raiders,
And I don't count the one for Seattle. Seattle won that game. I don't care what nobody says.
run the ball. They should
Everybody
have.
and their
You know
mama,
who else?
everybody knowing their mama know Marshall Sean, they should have got that ball.
Yeah,
Everybody.
but
Even
he did
Tom
it.
Brady knew he
Us.
should have lost that game. Be honest with you,
Listen,
they
Bill
should have
Belichick.
they should have lost that. They should have lost that Super Bowl to the Falcons.
That's true
You
too.
can't
Now
tell me they did.
that's
That's the one game I believe was bought. Because you can't tell me they refused to run the ball. This dude ran for 200 yards in the first half, and you just stopped giving him the ball. It's like somebody came
listen.
in there and told him, look, you win this game, we killing everybody in him. Like,
Jeez.
because, look, bro, they could not. Did you watch that Super Bowl?
I did. No, I definitely watched it,
Dude,
and
they came
it was
out
real,
and just started giving that game away. Bro, the Patriots could not
man.
stop that guy from running that night. I don't care. They just stopped giving him the ball. Dan
I mean,
Quinn was
it was
about
just
paid
bad
off.
coaching. But Kyle Shanahan, we've seen more blunders with him. That wasn't his last blunder. He's had more blunders throughout his football coaching career. It is what it is. But to answer the question, yes, Pat Mahomes three-peats. He's already the GOAT, and all he'll be doing is building on his legacy. Like every year since he's been the starter going to the AFC Championship, no days off, just keep building, keep winning. He already has, regular season MVPs, and then if they get him weapons this year, and they're right back next year, it's gonna at some point it's gonna be like, bro, what are we talking about? We're
Yeah.
literally watching
Yeah.
the the football at some point.
And then
That's what it's gonna feel.
we don't gotta worry about Joe Burrow next year. He due for an injury. You know, he gets hurt every other year, so
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do
he
that
due
to
for
that
an
man.
injury this year. You know,
Don't do that
he
to that
played
man.
1 year, he hurt the next year for a whole year. He played the next year here for the whole, so he due for an injury. You know,
He was a Buckeye before he was a Tiger. Don't do that to my guy. Don't do that to him. Don't
you
do
know
that.
what it is, man. You know he due for one. That's been his career.
However, T. Higgins, go ahead and make your way to Houston. The doors of the church are now open. T. Higgins, make your way to Houston. You'll love it there.
Why,
You'll
why
love it
not?
in
Why
the
not go for
H.
Tyreek Hill?
Well, all right, we'll definitely get into that next week. We'll talk about the T. Higgins, Tyreek Hill, because I don't know. Y'all let us know in the chat. Tyreek Hill, Higgins, or make a trade for
I know what Jeffrey
make a
Leary
trade
gonna
for
do. I know what Jeffrey Leary will do. He likes stacking talent on top of talent. He might be an Eagle next year. You know the Eagles, they don't mind retooling.
They do not. Man, that's facts. But man, that was our time. We appreciate y'all. Thank you for pulling up with us. These football games, man. I don't I'm pretty sure I know what's gonna happen, but we're gonna figure it out and find out together. Yo, my brother Mook, of course, we gonna pull up with y'all every week. It's your man JB. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, all that. Share with your friends, family members. Hit us on social media. Woo! All right, y'all. We appreciate you. We out. One love.
Yes, sir.
Go back. Go Buckeyes.
Ah.